He says Black Swan event. What about a Black Swan? Specifically, what he's talking about is in my video of completely dismantling the idea that we're still going to go to $12,000. He's saying Black Swan, and he's not the only person that's saying this, and this video isn't even directed specifically at this individual, but this is a very common thing, and let me completely dismantle this one. All right, so this comment is in reference to the idea on the other video that we're going to come down to 12K and then go up in a bull run. That does not exist. That scenario does not exist. But that is a lot of what people think is going to happen. My main problem with the Black Swan crowd is they are mainly also a 12K-er crowd, and the reason that they still think that we're going to go to 12K is with a Black Swan event. But we literally just had one. The war in the Middle East was a Black Swan event. We had the war in the Middle East. It didn't get us below 20K. We had the Silicon Valley collapse. It didn't get us below 20K. That was another Black Swan. We had the true Black Swan event of the cycle, the FTX collapse. That did get us below 20K, but it didn't even get us below 15K. We had the Luna collapse, a top 10 cryptocurrency that went to zero, still didn't get us below 20K. And with FTX situation, we now know that he literally used customer funds to artificially manipulate the price to the downside. The only people remaining that have the power to do that have a vested interest in the price going up. The only people that I've even seen using any TA with a Black Swan event, which most of the time they don't even use any TA. They're just, hopefully we get a Black Swan event so that we get the 12K that I need. The only people that I've even seen use any TA at all are the people using for the C19 Black Swan event. This, in my opinion, is completely recency bias, and we are not structurally doing this at all. But even if we were, there's still a couple problems with the 12K Bitcoin theory. Here we go. Here's why. Number one, from the top to the Black Swan event was 819 days. We are well past that right now, as it has now been 914 days from the top until where we're at right now. Furthermore, the Black Swan event did not bring us to a new low. The low was back here in December of 2018. We got down to $3,000. The Black Swan event brought us to $4,000. We didn't even make a new low. There is zero technical analysis or even fundamental analysis that says that a new low at this stage in the game is going to come in. The only people even clamoring for a new low are the people that missed the bottom. And I'll hear silly things like, well, what if a meteor strikes? Well, then what? Then I bet 12K will come. It's like, yeah, it probably will. But if a meteor strikes the earth, guess what? We're not worried about the price of Bitcoin. What if all the power across the world goes out? I bet we'll get 12K Bitcoin then. It's like, yeah, again, but we're not worried about the price of Bitcoin. We have bigger fish to fry. Outside of the complete collapse of society, there's no reason that we're going to make a new low. All right? And if we do have some crazy event that collapses all of society, we're not worried about the price of Bitcoin anyway. We're worried about food, water, and shelter. Toshiba on TikTok says, ah, yes, Bitcoin measured in US dollar. And that is correct. We do measure Bitcoin in the US dollar. For now. As the US dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power since 1971. In fact, even since 9/11, what has all of these wars and all that cost us? It has cost us 57% of our purchasing power. This is in my lifetime. We have lost 57% of the purchasing power of the US dollar. And even worse, since 2020, we have printed 80% of all of the US dollars that have ever been printed have been printed since 2020. We haven't even paid the bill for that one yet. It's like, yes, measured in US dollar for now, but we also used to measure things in seashells. We also used to measure things in beads and in limestone. We have also measured things in cattle, which is where the term collateral comes from your cattle. Measuring it in a certain currency works until it doesn't. There have been 300 fiat currencies since ancient Egypt, and there have been 300 failed fiat currencies since ancient Egypt. Maybe this time it's different, but by the way that things are going, I would bet no. God first, God bless. I'm out.
Damn, hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, 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 hustling.